Hi everyone, this is Ahmed from looplogicsystems, and today I'm going to be going over the system. This is a lead generation plus qualification system, which also creates a contact and which also creates a contact in our CRM, and it also informs our respective sales team, and it has a complete sub workflow with the whole follow-up sub workflow. So I'll be going over this whole system today, and I'll be telling you what the system does and how it could be useful. So basically, this is the first part of the automation, and this part is for generating a unique lead and enriching it, plus storing it in a database. So right now, as you can see, I have the HTTPS node set up as the first node. So basically, this system is not production ready, it's just a test system. And for the test system, I've just put a Wikipedia link into an HTTPS node, which is a Wikipedia link for the top companies, top publicly traded companies in America. So that it will just get those companies. This system is not production ready. It's a production system for an actual business. It will be customized and get leads from your required source, either from LinkedIn, Instagram, interactions, engagements on your socials. It will get all those leads from there. And then it goes to an extract from file node. So it extracts the information from the file. Then it creates leads right over here in a raw leads table. It creates those leads, name, HQs, revenue, and operating income. Then it enriches those leads. So this is the first part of the automation. It enriches those leads and passes it on to the next section of the automation. So this is the next part of the automation, and this section of the automation is to analyze all of the information to send to further functions and nodes. It also gives a score to the lead. As you can see, the code node is actually a program written in it to score the lead based on several factors. We can add even more customized factors if it was a production ready system. It's just for testing, so I've just assigned some random values in there. And it also stores all of the data in a qualified leads table. Right over here, it will store all of this data. There would be a lot more data if it was a production ready system, but it's not. It's just a test system. There will be a lot more data if it was a production ready system. So it's to store all of this information which it returns in the qualified leads table. And now I'll move on to the next section. So this is the next section of the automation, and basically what this section does is it's to update a respective sales team or sales rep about a new lead in the pipeline. So as you can see, there's the switch node. Now the switch node is based upon the score. If the lead has a high score, a message will be sent to a different sales channel, and if the lead has a low score, it will be sent to a different sales channel. So they can manage that. So this is just a test system. There will be a lot more switch nodes and a lot more rules if it was a production system. But right now, this is what we're working with in the test system. Now, this small section of the automation is just to create a new contact or company in our CRM. Actually, right now, it's only going to write the name of the company in the CRM because we don't have more information that could be passed on to the CRM. So it's just for testing, and it only creates the name of the company in our CRM because it's just for testing. If it was a production system, there would be a lot more information to store there. Now this is where the system gets really interesting. This is basically a sub workflow. This sub workflow is responsible for all of the follow-ups to the leads. So basically, I've added a limit node because I only for testing I only wanted to pass one lead through, and it's only for testing. That's why if it was a production ready system, all five would be going into the loop, and everything would happen. But for the sake of testing, I've limited it to only one lead. So what this part of the automation does is basically it'll generate an email, and it will send the email, and it will wait for a certain amount of time, for either 1 day or 2 days. It will wait for a response to that email for 1 or 2 days. Then we'll go to the if node. If we have a response, then we'll send a Slack message that X lead is interested in our product to our sales team, and then they can coordinate with that lead from there. If it's false, if we don't have a reply in say 2 days, it will go to the next send and wait email node. It will send another email, and then it will again wait a certain amount of time. You can set the amount of time 2 days, 3 days, or whatever you want, and then it will wait for 2 days for a response. If then it will go to another if node. If we still don't have any response, then if we actually got a response, that time it will again send a Slack message that X lead is now interested. If there's still no response, it'll go to the send and wait email 2, and then it'll again send an email and wait 2 days for a response. If it still doesn't have a response, it will just end the workflow there, and if it does have a response, it'll send a Slack message. Now you can develop this further, that if you have X response, do Y reply, or if you have Z response, do that reply. You can obviously integrate a lot more into this follow-up system, but this is just for the sake of testing, and that's why I've only set the wait limit to 1 minute. And I'll show you a complete demonstration of the system also, but first I'll explain what the system could be useful for. So this system can be useful in a lot of ways to a lot of businesses who have a huge following, or even a lot of traction on their socials, like their LinkedIn's, their Instagrams, their other socials. They have a huge following on their socials. So the system will get each and every interaction from your socials, so you don't lose a single lead in your pipeline, because on average, if you do this whole process manually, you end up losing 30 to 40% of the interactions, which could turn into potential leads or even potential paying customers. And you don't want to lose 30 or 40% of your interactions, which could be turned into leads. So basically, the system will end up saving you a lot of time, and it also won't lose any leads in the pipeline, because oftentimes a lot of leads get lost, or a lot of interactions get lost, and it will automatically score them to the it will enrich those leads, and it will score them to that if it's actually worth reaching out to or not, and direct a different sales rep depending on the scores. I'll also create a new contact in our CRM, and it will also do this whole follow-up system and everything. So it saves you a lot of time, and maybe you can even fire one or two workers, as this takes a lot of manual effort, but you can fire them if you take this workflow, because this workflow is really just very useful in a lot of ways, that it saves a lot of time, and you won't lose any leads in the pipeline. You won't It will get each and every interaction from your socials, and it will go through this whole process that I just explained. So it'll save you a lot of time, and it will probably end up making the business owner more money, as they can fire one or two employees, or they can lay them off. They can lay off one or two employees, and they can use this automation, and basically your conversion rates would be better, as you're not losing as many leads. So that's what this whole system is useful for. Now I'll be showing you a quick demonstration of this whole system. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a demonstration of this whole workflow. I'm going to run this whole workflow now, and I'm going to respond to the email right over here after it sends the second email. And for the sake of testing, I set the wait time to 1 minute only. Let's see. Sending the first email. First email should be sent. Should appear on my inbox. So refresh it. Here's the first email. We're not going to reply to this one. Now let's see this. It's sending this email. We're going to reply to this email. Let's just respond. We're going to respond and submit. And it sent the Slack message. It went to the approved branch and sent the Slack message. And now we're going to check out the results. First, let's check a rate table. Walmart would add twice because I ran it the first time and didn't delete it. And qualified leads, it's full. There was no op income for this, for the specific wiki page I used. So it's just left empty. Now let's check our Slack. First, it said new lead Walmart. Whatever lead shows interest after we replied to the email. First, it sent a Slack message over here to the big score leads channel. Then it said lead shows interest. This can obviously customize. This is going to be customized to any extent. This is just for the sake of testing. Now we're going to check our HubSpot. And HubSpot Walmart was created in HubSpot. So yeah, that's how this whole system works, and I really hope you like the system. If you want this template, or want to get a customized system for n8n to improve efficiency of your business, contact us at our email looplogicsystems@gmail.com, and we can coordinate from there if you want any sort of system builds. And we might even do a system build for free for you, or might do an audit for free. So yeah, just reach out to us on our email, and we'll give you a free audit, and we'll see what we can automate in your business. And I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.